Hi, good to see you. And it is good to see you. Hi, I'm Jeannie from Bushnell Unscripted. I am ready to put a few drills down on the 2.0 canvas that Art Dot sent me for cozy reading. And just to refresh your memory, this is the image I'm talking about. I'm going to start down here in the corner, and we're going to place some drills on here and see if we're still having the same issues that I had before. Just to remind you, there is a large playlist of Art Dot canvases with In the Sun specifically. That's the first one that I worked on from them. And there was a lot of gapping issues, and it was not a happy experience. It was not a premium experience. And these were canvases that I purchased. I was not a part of a PR program or anything like that. So I was just a consumer. And I got the kit in. I ordered both, Cozy Reading and In the Sun, both by Simone Grunwald. And beautiful artwork, beautiful rendering, great items that come in their kits. But the drills were not that great. Beautiful on top, but I had a number of issues in my drills. But bigger than that, the grid was just too loose. Excessive gapping. It was like a maze, to use my friend Jen's words. It was very gappy, and gave them feedback through customer service, and they worked with me. We were trying to find a solution. I offered to try round drills because I felt I had tested other round drills. They seemed to work. They shipped me a bunch of round drills. Unfortunately, the consistency between the colors was not great, so the round drills didn't work. They would have if that was that much space, because you shouldn't be able to take a square drill kit and apply round drills to it. But if there had been more consistency in their drills, it honestly would have worked, but it didn't. So at that point, communication, I was done testing. I'd done a lot of testing with the product. And then here recently, the marketing department reached out to me. They had checked out my review. And they said, hey, we would like you to test the changes we made to the grid. And that's what we're here to do. So I can report, based on my previous unboxing of this new one, they did change the height of their tube, which is great because that was one of my issues of feedback. The tube, you couldn't even put the lid on it because it was hitting the top of the canvas. It was crushing it on the sides. So they did increase it, the height, and this kit arrived. The tube was closed, which was a first. So I was very excited about that. But let's go ahead and place some drills, because it's just an unboxing unless you put some drills down and you actually try the product. Everything's beautiful, but have they made the changes necessary to this grid? Let's find out. Let's put the camera down and see where we are. So as you can see, I have not done a full kit up of this. I've just done a few bags, because I honestly, we're going to try it before I get too into this and too excited. Okay. So one of the things with their kits is they do not have perforated plastic. They do have this very thin plastic still on here. Not a fan. It's not double-sided, so you need to be careful with it. So I'm going to go, I'm using a seam ripper. So if you do that, see that little ball on there? You want to slide that along. I love a seam ripper to cut plastic. You just get it started. That way, if you use the little ball, you are not going to cut your canvas. And I know some of you use all kinds of doodads. I am not capable of that. I'm just going to put a candle on there right now. All right, so let's bring you in. I am going to use their tools on this kit. So there we go. I'm just going to use what they have included. Let's go down just a little bit further, maybe a little more. I don't have my normal, I'm not going to use my normal tools on this one. Because I want it to be a fair assessment of their products, right? In case somebody says, well, you didn't use what comes with the kit and that's what I've got. So we're going to do that. Okay. I'm going to use their wax. I'm going to use their included tray. I'm going to straighten that up. Nope. Yep. Gotta get it past that little lip. I can do the right side. Okay. Their trays have a little area for extra drills, straight, and the alignment. All right. So I'm just using their little regular little placer. Put me some wax there. Put me some wax there. We're good to go. Okay. All right. And since I haven't fully kitted up, let's start with 434. All right. Oh, there's a different color in there. All right. Right out of the gate, these drills look good. They look better than the first ones I had. They're very shiny on top. The quality of their shine is really, really nice. I just had problems with a ton of cupping on the bottoms of mine before. So hopefully that won't be the case. Okay, I've got 3 on there. Just go right in. All right. There's 3 multi-placed. Let's go in singly. All right. And people always ask me what are, that one slid a little bit. What are my tips for placing on a square canvas? You want to aim right in the middle of your square. And that is another update they did. They now have grid lines. They didn't have grid lines on the first one. All right, so we're just going to single place all the way down. Okay. And come in with some multi-placing. Okay. I am really, really hoping that everything is has been really improved because I want everyone to have a good experience with, the premium kits we're promised. And this is supposed to be a premium kit. At $50, it's nothing to shake your head at. I know some people, I said it before and I'll say it again. Some people have gotten so accustomed to spending $50 for a kit that you kind of forget that is a premium price point. I haven't gotten so accustomed to it that I think that. I think that is for certain a premium price point, and we need to be holding companies accountable for the things they promise. And when they misstep, we need to be able to say, hey, something's wrong here. I believe in being kind and giving constructive criticism. And especially when you are sent free product from a company to give a product review or a promotional review, please do that. Again, I was not sent a PR package from ArtDot. I was a customer. So it was even harder to swallow that I had spent that money and it was that bad. Okay, so right off the bat, I'm seeing that it's not close. And I'm trying to use their little tool, but it's not my favorite. I'm used to a much thinner placer. And that makes a difference for me. But, oops, that is the wrong color. We're going to pop him out of there. That was our hitchhiker. They line up beautifully. Just not accustomed to using one of these placers anymore. So let's see. Okay. I will say that what has improved is you are able to use a multi-placer. Before, this would already have started to drift off as far as spacing. So that is an improvement. You can multi-place on this kit. The 1.0 is a single placer, just due to the excessive spacing. Okay, I don't know what I grabbed there. And they are lining up when I multi-place in the right spot. Mm-hmm. there's in the way. Trying to keep my big head out of there. So yeah, out of the gate, it's a much better experience. However, you notice you're not hearing any clicking or anything. They have included, it feels like, I'm going to reserve judgment. I'm going to, I would say that they've definitely tightened the grid. I would say for sure. That's what that area is for, your extra drills like that. So as you can see, there's a little bit of trash on that one. You can't see it. That one there's got a little tag. But for the most part, these are much more flat. There's one that is really, really cupped. Let me put it on something white or pink or yellow. I'll get the right color eventually. I don't know if you can see that. There we go. A little bit. All right. I just had to change a little setting there. So there you go. You can see that that one is cupped. Oh, no. Oh, come on. Maybe it's better lower. That is what a lot in my first kit were like. Very, very, very cupped. So, and I just lost that. So that's not bad that there is only seemingly one in here so far. Because it was way worse with the first kit. Oh, here it is. Let's throw that little guy away. Actually, I'll keep it over here so I can take a better picture of it. Okay. There's the one with the little tag on it, which is no big deal. Not every drill is perfect. That's fine. Okay, so I'm going to finish out to here where I did the plastic pull. So we'll go to the E line here. And then I'm going to try my regular pen. See how that works. You know, we get used to something, and I definitely wanted to try theirs to be fair, but I really want to see my thin multiplacer, what experience that gives me. So I have to say, that while they appear to have tightened the grid, it's and you can multiplace, okay? You now can multiplace, which is a huge improvement. It's still going to be a canvas that is on the looser side. You're still going to experience gapping. And I will do the other kit in the same corner so we can compare. But it is improved. And I have to say that not everybody likes a super tight grid, right? There are people who complain about the companies who have super tight grids. They don't like them. And if you do not like a super tight grid, then I think you'll love this, because it's not a super tight grid. You have quite a bit of movement with this glue that they use, the adhesive. So if you need to shift drills around, you can. Some adhesives are stick and you have a harder time to shift around. This one gives you quite a bit of flexibility. Oops. I am struggling because this tip is so thick around for me that when I multi-place, I can't quite get them where I want them. So I'm excited to change to my thin multi-placer. I personally just don't like this one. I mean, you may find that I don't like it. You know, that's things like that are personal preference of what you find works for you. So it's kind of like you driving your car and hopping in it, and your body just is in alignment with where everything is and how it works. And then you drive somebody else's car, and it's almost like you've forgotten how to drive. It's like, oh my gosh, where's the doohickey? I can't find the thing. It just feels weird. So I'm going to do just a little bit more, and then I'm going to grab my regular placer. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and grab. I've got that right here. Hold on. Let me try a Diamond Art Club pen that has plastic, but it is yeah, that's a thinner plastic. These things make a difference. You don't know that when you're first starting, but man, it really does make a difference. Okay. Oh, that's much better. And I know some of you don't switch vertical to horizontal or anything. I do. I don't have a problem with it. But you do you. If you don't like to do that, that's fine. You don't have to. So you can see you're still going to have some spacing. Do some single placing with my thinner tip. Yeah, so you can see the gapping. It's less than it was before, but I'm just going to refrain because we're going to, there we go. All right, 2 of those. Let's see, that's all right, so there's our little corner. I'm going to do the same corner on the first kit. Okay, so I have switched out the canvases. This is a Cozy Reading 1.0. As you can see, it's darker. It's more saturated coloring than the new one. Turn on my light. I'm going to do the same thing using my little seam ripper, ball down. Kindle. All right, so I got out the, so this is the original canvas, and this is the original drills. I'm not using new drills on this first canvas, okay? It is everything that came with it. Open these up. All right. That's so funny. So right away we see there are some hitchhikers, and this one too. Go ahead and remove those. Oh, there's another one. Okay. All right. Let's start with their tool. Okay, so right off the bat, I can see where using the multiplacer and then not, it leaves a bigger gap. So that has definitely improved. Yeah. So that has improved. I'm going to try my pen. Yeah. So, yes. Wow. That's it. Let me get past my name here. That's a big difference. So as you can see there, when I use my favorite multiplacer, this is what happened the first time around. It just leaves so much space. It gets so tight and then leaves such a big, right there, space. See that? Maybe if I turn off the light. I don't know if it'll make it better. No, it didn't. There. It leaves a big space. Try it again. Yeah. This is what happened the first time around. Do you see this? Trying to multiplace? Look, it can't make it. It's too much room. So, yes, that is a big, this is what I was saying in the first one. This is 1.0, remember, you could not multiplace. So if I come in here again and I'm multiplacing, this is what I was talking about, that it goes up. You see what I'm saying? It goes off. Do you see? You can't multiplace. It just goes off horribly. There we go. You got that big gap there. This is like 1.5 off. Yeah. And also let's go back to their pen. Mm-hmm. Ugh. Yeah. Oops, my finger. You see? Multiplace, and then gap. And now you're going to have this one. Sorry, I have to be able to see it. Yeah. Let me do a few of those. Oh, I'm remembering now the trauma of this. Oh, this kit. There's no multi-place. This is what really got me was, this is not, no, it's not multi-placing friendly, right? I mean, oh, oh my Lord. Mm-mm. Yeah, it's, you just can't multi-place on that first kit at all. Bring it back down. And trying to figure out what's the best that you can see here. So when you then have to go back and say, okay, let me try to get those over. So you're definitely being forced to single place because it just gets off so quickly. It's, I mean, I can't imagine being a first time placer. And see, it's still not, you can. Oh, now I remember so clearly. Yeah. So you got to be a single placer. Okay. If you're a single placer, you're working it. But how does that differ? Let me do a little bit more and then we'll compare. Okay. Sorry. Oh, you can really see the gapping there. Look at that. All right. No. Okay, so I'm going to do this the way you have to do this with single placing. Joy. I mean, I don't have anything against single placing. I started single placing, but it is not where I am now. And I want to do a kit where I am now. If all you do is single place and you enjoy that, do that, boo-boo. Do it. But a kit should not force you to do single placing if you are a multi-placer. It should be what you enjoy to do, right? Right. Especially for $50, right? I think we can all agree with that. I am a multi-placer. That's I worked really hard to learn to multi-place and multi-place correctly. I don't want a kit to tell me that I can't do that. This is the new canvas. And, sorry, there's an example of the gapping. Here's the old canvas. An example of the gapping. Let me see if I can get them up here together. Okay, so yeah, this one is the new one, and this one is the old one. So it has improved. It has improved. This is a maze. This is less mazy. This is the first one. This is the second one. Definitely not as gappy. So improvements were made. You can multi-place now. So, and we'll look at it. You know, light boards tell all the truth, right? So now the question is, are the improvements the right direction where they needed to go? Yes, for sure. I'm going to continue to work on this. I will complete this. It's gonna take me a minute. It's not moving to the top of the pile. I just wanted you to see. I wanted to test it out, and I wanted us both to see how this looks. And I can definitely see there has been improvement. And I am really happy that there has been improvement. The question is this a premium kit now? Based on the changes they have made to the grid, I think it is fair to say that this is a premium kit because of the changes to the grid, the changes to the tube, and everything that comes with the kit. The rendering is still beautiful. They have put in grid lines, which I think are helpful, especially before with the inability to multi-place. If you didn't know that, if you couldn't figure out, let's say you're brand new to squares, if you couldn't figure out, wow, what is happening, you had to have felt like this was your fault working on this, and it wasn't. So I am impressed with the changes they've made so far. I'm gonna if something changes between this assessment today and when it's complete, I'll let you know. But their canvases are great. I mean, they take a beating. Okay, I'm going to tell you, they really do. They can be folded over. I mean, not harshly creased or anything. I haven't, but I mean, I've had this kind of all crumpled from my irritation level, and it still folds out flat. It's they have a great and you know, the lighter color drills really show the problem before. Just in case you didn't know. See, you can see that. That's markedly not awesome with the gapping. Anyways, their canvases are really nice and soft. Their rendering is beautiful. This batch of drills that I have, I don't know if I just got a bad batch of drills in the first kit or what. I don't know. This batch is better so far. I haven't had, even in this small amount that I've done, I haven't had the cupping that I had in the other kit. Everything they include is great. I do think they have room for improvement with this pen. Everything else is so nice. This the tweezers are, these are great. These angled tweezers, they're awesome. I'd like to see an upgrade on the pen. That's a personal choice. Let me put it this way. I think now with the changes they've made in 2.0, the majority of people are going to be happy. You can multi-place now. Huge improvement. I know it must be hard for diamond art companies to try to please everybody, right? Because I'm in tons of groups and I see all the chatter. There are kits that I think are fantastic, yet I see people say it's too tight. The grid's too tight. I've got popping drills. And for me, the canvas is absolute perfection. I like a tight grid. But for some people, it's too tight. And then you've got some people who I've worked on some kits that I know are gappy. They are older kits before improvements were made with other companies, and people don't notice them. Or they say, man, I loved it back when this is too tight now. I loved it before. So it must be difficult. But there has to be some happy ground. I think number one, you have to be able to multi-place or single place depending on your preference, not the kit's preference or limitations. Let me say that. The kit before was limited, and it should not be that way. Drills should always be wonderful. You know, in a premium kit, we should be seeing wonderful drills. I don't yet know if everything is better with drills than I had before. So far it is. So if the drills are on point, if the canvas is great, again, I think that for the majority of people, this canvas is going to work well because a lot of people feel intimidated by squares and they don't like the tightness of a too tight grid to them. So this has some room. It's not, you do not hear click, click, click. You never heard it on 1.0. You don't hear it on 2.0. I think for people who are coming over from rounds, this is going to feel better to them, more comfortable. For those of us who like a really tight grid, this is not going to make you feel that level of excitement when you're working on it. However, when I am considering for the majority, I would say the majority of people are really going to enjoy this because, again, the rendering is fantastic on these. It really is. And so they've got all of the points. And right now, at 2.0, it's just personal preference. So I would say with the 2.0 changes, they are at a premium experience, but it is personal preference of tightness of grid, because while it is tighter, it won't be tight enough for some. So that is my honest opinion of what I can tell you. So what if I had bought 2.0? How would I feel? That's how I would feel. I would feel like, wow, this is a gorgeous piece of art. The canvas is great. The stick is good. Drills are nice. All of these extra things are beautiful. I love the tube. It doesn't crush my canvas. I would still be disappointed because I wouldn't feel it's the tightness that I like. But I understand that that's personal preference at a certain point. So I think they've come over the hump from where I gave the review before. 1.0 was not a premium canvas. I would still stand behind that. It wasn't. 2.0, we've now reached, I believe, a premium level. And whether or not you're pleased with that level of tightness in the grid will be personal preference. Because I know there's going to be some people who say, no, it's perfect. I don't want to fight drills to squeeze them in. I don't want that. So there's going to be people who feel that way and feel that it's fine. It's a much better improvement, and it does look a lot better. So yes, I would say 2.0, we are having a premium experience. So I'm very pleased that they listened to feedback. That alone is really worth something. They put the kits out, and there weren't many of us. I'm going to be honest. There were tons of people who received PR packages, never laid a drill on it. They just gave 5 stars. Beautiful. That's not fair. That's not fair to the company. It's not fair to the community. If you want to say what you scored on an unboxing, that's great. But please, please stop calling things a review when you've simply unboxed them. And that's the only way that we really can start to see impacts on our purchasing power, on our voices, on our feedback. Because for the 5 creators who say something's wrong with this, and yet you've got 75 who are saying it's beautiful and amazing and I loved it. Oh, did you find that the grid was gappy? Oh, I didn't put drills on it, but it's beautiful. Please stop doing that. It's not fair. It just isn't fair to the companies. What's fair is honest feedback. And no one should be afraid of that. We should be able to say, and kindly say, here's where I think you need improvement. You're doing this right, but if you just did this a little bit. So I'm very impressed with ArtDot taking the initiative and listening to the few voices who said, I feel like there's something wrong here. They went back to the table and they made some changes. So thank you. I really appreciate that. And thank you for reaching out to me and asking me to try again. That means a lot. And I appreciate that. So yeah, the improvements are a much better experience. And that's what we're all looking for, right? We're all looking for a really good experience. We want this to be smooth. We want a picture that we can decipher at the end, right? I mean, y'all know what I'm talking about. We've all done a picture that at the end you're like, that kind of looks like what it was supposed to. So yeah, for the majority of people, this is going to work beautifully. If you want a tighter grid, super tight grid, maybe I should say, it is tighter, but you are not going to have to squeeze drills in. You're not going to hear, ear clicks. So for whatever that is worth. But that's what I've got for you so far, and I hope that helps you. I will keep you posted on what I do further, but I do love this artwork. And, that was one of my issues is I felt sad for the artist because I want the artists to have their day. I mean, here they are, they're finally getting their artwork and it's being put out there to the masses in a beautiful diamond painting. But then when you to put myself in her shoes and hear, oh, this doesn't look good, I don't want to work on this, I don't enjoy this, that really would be a terrible experience to be that artist. And I don't know her. I'm not speaking for her. I can just only put myself in her shoes and what I would feel. So knowing that Art Dot is taking care of their product and in essence taking care of not only the customer but the artist, because these artists deserve a great product to be put out in their name. I mean, I didn't buy this kit because it said Art Dot. I bought this kit because of the beautiful art that they had licensed. So I hope that helps y'all, and I will keep you posted. If it helped you, thank you. Please leave me some comments of what you think. Have you tried 2.0? They are now available for purchase 2.0 on their website. This cozy reading is 2.0 version. So they have told me that y'all have the green light to know that if, purchasing it moving forward, it is 2.0. So thank y'all. Thank you for coming back to learn some more and, walk in this journey with me in this community. I appreciate you so much. As always, I hope you're keeping love and kindness on repeat. And until I see you, bye-bye.